So today I'm going to go over how to pass your Pennsylvania real estate license exam. I've been getting a lot of questions on the initial video, so I just want to make a video and I want to demonstrate some of the software so you can see how it works. Here on my screen, you'll see the Prep Agent software. I'll post a link to the software in my description, and towards the end of the video, I'll post a discount code so you can get a discount code when you if you want to purchase the software and use it. So stick around and you can get that code. But here we are, the website, prepagent.com. We offer a money back guarantee. We got frequently asked questions, articles, free practice, you name it, right? And you got even more stuff here. You click the more button and there's a bunch of stuff here that you can utilize. And the thing about it is a lot of this content is offered for free. I highly recommend that you go ahead and upgrade though, because once you upgrade, you get access to more tools. And one thing that people have been asking me specifically about is they've been asking me about, like, how can I get access to the questions that's on the test? And I want to address something specifically, like you're not really allowed to copy what the tests are, what the questions are on the test. Like if you want an exam simulation, like if you want to get as close to the test as possible, there are questions and there are variations of questions that not students, that schools make, and that's as close as you'll get. So I want to go into the Prep Agent software and show you what the some of some of it looks like, right? So once you get an account, and you can start for free, but again, I highly recommend that you pay and get the upgrade. You can start for free, and once you get into the account, you see all of this here. Like these are even more benefits that you get. You can study via audio. You can study via webinars. One thing they do is they host live webinars, and they have a Facebook group that you can go into, and you can collaborate with other people that are trying to pass their real estate exam. Um, we've got exam prep ebook, uh, vocabulary worksheet, flashcards, practice exams, and then you got exam prep videos. And I'm just going to click on each of these so you can see what it looks like, so you can get that experience before you purchase the software. And again, at the end of the video, I'll post the discount code so you can get a discount off if you're interested in purchasing. And if you're too impatient to wait around for that discount code, there's a link in the description. You can just click on that link and go from there. But here we are, the practice exams, and this is probably the most interesting part about the video where that I made, and I'm getting a lot of traction on YouTube. A lot of people are like asking me, like, what exactly is on the practice exam, on the state real estate exam? And I'm like, I can't really answer that because it's been a while since I've had my license. I can't remember the questions that were on that test. And I recommend that if you want to get close to the a simulation of the exam, what it's going to be like and what the questions are going to look like, that you purchase a software to simulate that experience. And that's what we do here when we're using Prep Agent. And if I were to go back, like Prep Agent, I highly recommend Prep Agent because on the homepage there's a lot of stats, and one of the statistics is they've helped 72,000 people pass their real estate exam. So I mean, that's pretty good. So Um, with that being said, let's get into like the practice exam. So I'm here in the back office of this account, and these I was playing around, and I had created like some uh, simulation tests. I created tests to simulate the experience of taking your exam, and these are the two tests here. And the one of the most common issues that people have is they worry about the math. So I created the math exam, and I didn't really take the test yet, but I created these exams to get the experience. But I just want to show you what it looks like, right? You're in the back office, and this is what it will look like. You get all of this here, and um, right here you see in bold they have the national exam, and but so you can simulate the experience for the national exam. Then you have down here, and I think it took me 3 times in total to pass my test. So I failed the first time, or maybe I failed twice on the like the state, and then I came back to Prep Agent, did what I had to do, and then I passed. But right here, like we got Say you're weak in a certain area, right? You can go to that area and you can focus on only that area. It's broke up into specific topics that you can focus on to and address. So, right, if I start new salesperson practice exam, click on a category to begin a new practice exam. Each time you start a new exam, the questions are randomized. We recommend starting with vocabulary before moving to other topics. So that is one thing I want to address. They recommend vocabulary because look, I'm gonna just say this: using making vocabulary your priority, it works. When I studied the vocabulary first and then I went back to the test, I had a much greater experience versus trying to memorize the questions and what was in the the course. At the time when I took the course, it was 60 hours. So this is how you. But let's get back to it. This is how you demonstrate the test. Vocabulary and terminology, like these are all different areas that you can address for your test. So if you're weak in a certain area, like vocabulary and terminology, for example, you can come in here and you can create a test. And once you click on, let's go back. Once you click on it, they give you this experience where you can create and generate these practice tests. So what I would do is when I was for my state exam, I would just come in and I would answer as many questions as possible and memorize as many questions as possible. So we clicked on vocabulary and terminology. I would generate an exam. And once I generate that exam, so let's do 100 questions is a lot. So let's maybe do 20 questions, right? Because let's just do 20, right? So once you do that and you generate the exam within the software, this is the cool thing about the software because it really gives you that simulation of what the test will be like. But once you generate the exam, you get this screen and you can see here you start to simulate the experience. So this is the version of how the test will appear. Like it can vary, but this is how like the questions can vary. But this is an example of what you'll see on the test, right? This here, this question is the highest price a willing buyer would pay and willing seller accept both being fully informed and the property exposed for a reasonable period of time. So I can't remember these answers, y'all. It's been years, and and one thing I really appreciate about Prep Agent is like they prepare you on how to pass the test. Like some of this stuff you won't never use in your real estate career. You will never use in your real estate career. So the most important thing is you pass the test. And once you pass that test, you don't really have to worry about too much of this. And if you do, if you are concerned, you could always purchase the software and come back in and say, you know what, I need to brush up on a specific topic. But let's see. The highest price a willing buyer would pay for in a willing seller. So I'm going to say that that's the market value, and I want to check that answer, right? And I got the answer right. So we can see, like right here within Prep Agent, I get the right answer, the highest price. I should know that answer, right? The market value, correct? And it's correct, and it tells me what the answer is, right? And then down here, I can click next question, or I can save this for review. So let's go to let's do the next question, right? Next question, and the state for any fixed period of time. So I don't know the exact answer for this. So let's do. I know it's not this, so let's do this, and let's show what happens when you click the wrong answer, right? So check answer, and bam, it shows me. It's like, look, and the state for any fixed period of time is like Jerome. That wasn't right. So here is highlighted in this light red, which is pink, and then the green. It shows me the correct answer in the green. Incorrect in the state, and it explains the definition. This is a cool thing because when you're taking the real estate exam, they don't tell you what the right and the wrong answers are. So this is one thing I also appreciate about Prep Agent. Now let's go back and let's go to I want to show you how to do the Pennsylvania sales portion, and that's how so we can move forward. But we would do the same thing like we did with vocabulary and terminology, and we would just click Pennsylvania state exam questions. So we click that, and we can generate a new test, and let's do 20 questions for the test, and let's generate the exam. And again, so this is to address people are like, what questions are on the exam? Uh, nobody really there's questions on exam, but nobody can just tell you what the questions are, because they'll be randomized. And the closest you want to get to that experience is generating these practice exams through prep agent. And you can see here I just came in and I generated practice exam. And what I recommend is I recommend you come in here and maybe generate an exam with 100 questions. And once you start passing and you're knocking out, let's say 90%, 80 to 90% of those questions, you're probably ready for the exam. So here we are in the Pennsylvania State real estate exam questions, right? They have ID numbers, and this is a question. Sarah, a broker. This is a question that's relevant to Pennsylvania real estate exam. Sarah, a broker, is found guilty of fraud in order to pay monetary damages to a buyer. What is the time frame within which the injured party may file a claim for the payment of from the real estate recovery fund? Um, so last I remember, it was 3 years. I can't remember after the date. So I think it's 3 years after alleged violation. So let's check that answer, right? Nope, I'm wrong. It's 1 year. So 1 year after termination of proceedings in connection with it. So you get 1 year. So I got that wrong, and it's telling me here a claim for payment for recovering no more than a year after, right? So I got that wrong, right? I can click next question, and let's see. If a broker receives money belonging to another under an installment land purchase agreement, the transaction is consummated when? I don't know the answer to this either. So let's see. If I read it carefully, I don't want to. If I read it carefully, if a broker receives money belonging to another under an installment land purchase agreement, the transaction is considered consummated when. Um, let's do this. Right. Check answer. Okay, got that one wrong. Whatever. The point is I don't need to be here getting these questions right. Right. I already passed my exam and I'm licensed. So Pennsylvania real estate exam questions. Let's try again. Right. And it's going to show me down here. Look, you can see down here. I can see my progress. So it's like, look, Jerome, you obviously need to study up on these questions. You got two wrong already. You got zero correct, and you got 18 remaining. You got some work to do. Certain topics must be included in exclusive listing agreements, or the licensee may face disciplinary action. All the following must be included in a listing except for. Let's go with this one, right? I got that wrong again. So whatever. The point is, if you want to get that simulation of what exactly is on the Pennsylvania real estate exam, you need to be using Prep Agent. Um, so I promised I would show a code to get a discount. So that code is, let's pull up um, the code is Jerome Lewis Jr. So if you use that code, you get a discount off your software if you purchase it. So the way you spell that is JEROMELEWISJR. So if you use that code to purchase the software, you'll get a special discount. And that's it for now. If you're looking for more on how to use the software, there'll be future videos. But I just wanted to show the practice exam questions. Like people are asking me specifically, how can they get to those practice exam questions? And this is, in my experience, this is the best way you can do it. And think about this: as a real estate professional, we want to be um, don't be cheap. So we are starting a new career, and this career is very well worth it. So prep agent, we have there are packages that you can purchase, and the most expensive package is um, it's $99, and with $99 you get access to the software for an entire year. So think about it that way. Is your time? Are you worth $99? I think I think it's self-explanatory. I think you are. So I recommend, like, there are different ways to go about it. Let's see. So here we are, right? When you visit Prep Agent, I was talking about the price and how it costs, so you can see the packages. And what I want to do is I just want to show you the package really quickly. As I mentioned, you can get access to the package for a year for $99. This is the one that I recommend. This is the one I used, and yeah, it just you get that cushion of the time, and you get all of the time that you need. You get up to a year to prepare and get ready for your real estate license. And of course, you might not need an entire year, but why not pay for the year and just have it, just in case you need to go back and you need to study, right? There are different packages here. You can see over here. You can get access to different. So you get 7 days, 7 day access for $59. You don't get much with it. You get national and state specific questions. You get those questions. You get the money back guarantee. So here's the thing: if you don't like Prep Agent, you don't like the software, and you're like, you know what, this didn't work for me, you get your money back, guarantee money back. You can't really beat that. So then you got the deluxe package for 1 month. So this is what I did. I made this mistake. I purchased the deluxe package for 1 month, and then I went to take my exam and I failed. I failed, and I ended up the software ended up expiring for after 30 days. So I had to go back and I had to purchase the full 1 year. And I wish I would have did at the time. I didn't have a lot of money. I wish I would have done the full year for $99, because it would have been very much worth it if I paid for it at that time. But if you let's continue to show what the package offers. With the deluxe package, you get all the way up to here. So you do get online flashcards, you get the audios, the videos, and you get an ebook, so $79. But for extra $20, you get this. This was very helpful. This vocabulary worksheet that was very helpful to me. Also, like sometimes we need mentors and we need coaches. So you get live online webinars. They host them within the Prep Agent group. They host them on YouTube. You can get access to those live webinars, so you can go in and ask questions and interact with people that are actively taking their real estate exam, or trying to pass the test. So that's really helpful to have. Um, you get the recorded webinar, so if you missed the webinar, you get to see those. And then, as we talked about before, like you get access to the entire thing for a year. So look, think about it. Like, what's the 100 divided by 12? That's like who knows? But that's really cheap. That's like maybe $9 a month. Uh, Maybe $10 a month. Yeah, $9,500 a month. Who knows? But I highly recommend that you go in and you purchase this this 1 year package for $99, so you can build that cushion in. And just so you can see my look, my discount code is uh, let's go to Google. And this is what you want to type in as your discount code. So look, I gotta be a little ghetto because I don't have a something to record my screen, but this is the discount code you want to use. So if you use this code, you can get a discount on the software. So go ahead and type in that code. If you purchase it, type in this code and you'll get a discount. Other than that, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you on the next video. All right, bye bye.